Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and if you've been following gaming over the last few years, you know one of the unfortunate realities that seemingly we talk about often is the layoffs, the studio closures, everything like that, and now a major studio has announced layoffs happening, and they are putting one of their titles on hold. Incredibly depressing because it's also a game that I think a lot of people are excited about, but you know, it's hard to be talking about, like, our excitement levels for a game when people are literally losing their livelihoods. So, you know, let's try to keep that at the forefront, but we'll talk about it. We'll pivot to some more positive news as Remedy is doing very well right now, the developers of Alan Wake 2, and they have released their slate of what they are working on into 2025. So we'll talk that at the end of this video, but primarily want to talk about this update from Crytek. They put out a statement like, so many of our peers, we aren't immune to the complex, unfavorable market dynamics that have hit our industry these past several years. It pains us greatly to share today that we must lay off an estimated 15% of our around 400 employees. That is 60 jobs, around 60 jobs. That is insane. First of all, Crytek being a 400-person team, I didn't even know they were that big, but 60 jobs being lost is a huge blow. The layoffs affect development teams and shared services. This has not been an easy decision to make, as we deeply appreciate the hard work of our talented teams. After putting the development of the next Crysis game on hold in Q3 2024, we have been trying to shift developers over to Hunt Showdown 1896. So as far as Crysis 4 goes, probably won't be seeing that game anytime. Actually, I can confidently say you won't be seeing that game anytime in the near future, if you do ever see it at all. This is one of those instances that I could easily see the game getting quietly cancelled. While Hunt Showdown 1896 is still growing, Crytek could not continue as before and remain financially sustainable. Even after ongoing efforts to reduce costs and cut operating expenses, we have determined that layoffs are inevitable to move forward. Crytek will offer affected employee severance packages and career assistance services. We firmly believe in our future of Crytek with Hunt Showdown 1896. We have a very strong gaming service and remain fully committed to its operation. We will continue to expand and evolve Hunt Showdown 1896 with great content and drive our strategy for our engine, the Cry engine. So, just incredibly depressing news. First of all, best wishes and well wishes out to all of those that are affected. I feel like whenever I talk about layoffs, that has to be at the forefront. Look, I can get depressed about Crysis 4 never coming out, but at the end of the day, you know what's a lot more depressing? That these are people with lives, families, and so on and so forth. You guys know how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, very, very disappointing. And again, one of the harsh realities that has been in gaming for a long time. These games have gotten so expensive to develop for, and the teams are expanding so much, but is gaming in totality a financially viable outlook? Does it have a financially viable end game? For a lot of studios and a lot of developers, that is not going to be the case. Not every studio can support the creation and the updates and everything like that of these live service games, these big projects. That's just a reality, and it's a catch-22 because you want to see the big projects get greenlit, so there's more people working on them, and there's more jobs to go around, obviously, but then also these projects are just so big that ultimately they don't do very well and they aren't financially viable. Look at a game like Immortals of Aveum, published by EA. That game had a significant budget attached to it, and it just did not do very well commercially, and then that whole studio faced layoffs, and that's just one instance. There's so many more instances of things like that. Look at everything that's going on with BioWare right now, and it's just a story you see over and over and over again. Hell, there's a Wikipedia page of, like, the layoffs in the games industry in 2024, I believe is what the wiki page is called. It's a real issue. And then the thing in the Game Awards happened that got quite a bit of pushback as well. But the game layoff situation and just the games industry in totality, I think video games is at a great place when you look at it from the lens of all of these great games coming out, but then you also see there's so many bad moves being made on top of that. Like, there's great games coming out all the time, but I also think there are so many players in the game that there are great games coming out, but there's also a lot of games that underperform commercially. They don't turn out to be great, and so on and so forth, and ultimately you see jobs getting affected. And I see the industry getting into an area where it's almost correcting itself in terms of it's getting too big, or it was perceived to be getting too big. There was a lot of investment, and now it's scaling back down. But how far down are we going to scale is my question. Hopefully, again, everybody that is affected finds their footing, it's just a tough place to be in. Especially right now, I don't know in gaming how many jobs there are to go around as far as developers go and within the industry, given that there are so many layoffs. You think there's a lot of studios that are poised to be significantly hiring right now? I don't follow the industry from that lens, but again, hopefully they all find their footing. Alright, moving on from that, I do want to end this video by talking about a little bit of positive news, and how you perceive it will be up to you. Alan Wake 2 has surpassed 2 million copies sold, and now Remedy is collecting royalties for the game, I would imagine, because Epic Games published the game. They worked out something as far as what happens in that, as far as the revenue split and things of that nature. They also did note that as far as what they have in development right now, FBC Firebreak is in full production and is supposed to be released in 2025. It's a self-published Remedy title. It's a multiplayer game. You know what? Have at it. Do your multiplayer game. I don't know. Like, Remedy doing a multiplayer game just isn't very exciting to me, but you know what? Maybe we'll be surprised. I doubt it, but maybe we'll be surprised. Control 2 has been finalizing production readiness stage and entered full production after the end of the fourth quarter in February 25. The project has verified the velocity of asset creation, established production pipelines, and is ready for scaling up for production. So probably won't be out until 2029, 2030. And that is what? When did Control come out? I want to say it was 2018. So 12-year turnaround time for Control into Control 2. You know what? That is just about the same amount of time for Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 was 13 and a half years from Alan Wake 1. So, you know, these things happen with these Remedy titles. And then Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake is making steady progress in full production. The development progress is heading towards key development objectives together with the game's publisher, Rockstar Games. I would imagine that could be a 2026 game, maybe early 2027. That seems to be the furthest along outside of Firebreak, obviously. I mean, you're talking about Max Payne 1 and 2 and Control 2. Max Payne 1 and 2 definitely seems to be the title that's going to come out first. It'll be interesting to see how the release is handled. It is a Rockstar published game. I believe Max Payne 3 came out on PC the same day as as the console versions, but who knows with Rockstar, you really can't predict what they're gonna do, but it is a Rockstar published game, not a Rockstar developed game. Remedy is doing the development, so maybe that'll lead to something better, but we just saw it with Red Dead Redemption. Like, Red Dead Redemption was developed, the port was developed, the remaster, or not even remaster, the port on Switch and PlayStation 5 was developed by a different team, came out on Switch and PS5 a year and change later, 14 months later, it finally dropped on PC. So we'll see how that all turns out. But that is going to do it for me. Again, absolutely depressing news coming out of Crytek with around 60 people getting laid off, 15% of their staff, and Crisis 4 on hold as far as development goes. Always unfortunate. I mean, it is what it is. It's just something that we've been seeing so often in the gaming that you almost become numb to it. It's like, okay, another day where a significant layoff, you know, a significant studio downsizing is announced, but nevertheless, it's still pretty upsetting. And Remedy cracks 2 million copies sold with Alan Wake 2. Their other titles entering full production are Control 2 and Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake still being developed and in full production. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.